Click. All right, so you know what time it is. It's rapid reactions, a whole lot of topics, a little bit of time. Jake, the floor is yours.
All right, yesterday, three-time Sixth Man of the Year Jamal Crawford announced his retirement from the NBA, even though he was not on the NBA roster the past 2 seasons. What are your thoughts on his career?
Listen, man, I think, Jamal Crawford, as you said, like one of the guys that made being the Sixth Man of the Year kind of cool. But what I remember about Jamal Crawford the most is, so I don't know, Jay, if you're familiar with AN1, like the AN1 mixtapes, Hot Sauce, The Professor, Escalade, those guys where they be playing in the circuit, and it's basketball, but it's more about the tricks that they do with basketball. Well, Jamal Crawford had that type of play where it was like AN1, like Rutgers Park. It was more of, I know he's playing basketball, but look what he's doing with the ball. Like, how is he moving the ball like that? And then how is he doing all this without traveling and carrying the ball? And so I think the way he played made it to where we see guys like Kyrie and we just like, so you can play real deal NBA basketball with a little flavor of AN1 or a little flavor of the Rutgers Park or a little flavor of just urban basketball with it and still be successful. So I just think, I look at Jamal Crawford as kind of like a pioneer of like AN1 style of basketball, bringing it to the NBA, being successful, carving out a good career for yourself. And as you see, like the Allen Iversons, the Kyrie Irvings, the guys that just have these crazy handles, that's what I think about his career. The Bucks are bringing back running back Leonard Fournette on a 3-year, $21 million deal. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Easy thumbs up. I think this is a bargain. I think he outperforms this contract easy. Underrated and also underrated at the backfield, catching passes. Over the weekend, Florida quarterback Emory Jones announced his intent to enter the transfer portal. Does that surprise you?
It does not, and I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Richardson also goes in transfer portal, just simply because when Dan Mullins recruited these guys, still think we're in the NFL. When he recruited these guys, he recruited them for a certain type of offense, which was more of the Dak Prescott, Tim Tebow type of offense, where you're a runner, you pass every so often, but it's more built around what you do with your legs. Billy Napier ain't that. That ain't what he in to do. So being that the fact that he's going to change the offensive philosophy, I'm not surprised that Emory Jones I'm not surprised he's in the transfer portal. And like I said, I would not be surprised if the other quarterback, Anthony Richardson, also entered the transfer portal. Former Houston Astros shortstop Carlos Correa has signed with the Minnesota Twins for a 3-year, $105 million. Do you see that as a better contract for Correa or for the Twins?
Better for Correa. He's got a player option after year 1 and year 2. So if he outperforms this contract and plays up to really his full potential, which I don't think he's reached yet, he could opt out and sign an even bigger contract for more years. So I think this is a great contract for Correa. I think it's somewhat a 1-year prove-it deal with 2 option years. So I think he might be a free agent again next year. The Vikings are getting pass rush help from a division rival with the signing of former Packer Zadarius Smith. 3 years, $42 million. Is that a bigger deal for the Vikings or a bigger loss for the Packers?
Bigger loss for the Packers. The Packers are bleeding. Somebody get them a tourniquet. This is getting yeah, it's looking a little dark down there in Green Bay. So listen, not to say the Vikings couldn't use the pass rush help. Clearly they could. They played against this guy enough to say, hey, man, they don't want to pay you. We will. Come on over. So I think this is a big pickup for the Vikings. But, man, another big loss for the Packers, man. It's looking bad out here for the cheeseheads. Earlier today, the New York City mayor said that the city professional sports teams will have to wait their turn when it comes to undoing the vaccine mandates. Were you satisfied by what he had to say?
No, not on any level. I don't know. I don't understand what you're talking about. What is this, a courtroom where everybody that's been like, you got the sports teams, you got the restaurants, you got the businesses, everybody just get in line and come in the courtroom and we'll see if okay, you can get the coach. No, man, repeal everything. And the thing about it is, you notice like all these leaders and bureaucrats and whatever, whoever makes these rules, they had no problem implementing these wide sweeping rules. But then we got people out here, they want to play around like, well, we can't just repeal them so fast. Yes, you absolutely can. Chicago Bulls coach Billy Donovan said the team is going to pull back the rehab process of point guard Lonzo Ball for the next 10 days. And he hasn't played since January 14th. So how concerned does this make you on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 the highest?
I'm gonna go with gotta be like an 8, man. Like the problem is because Lonzo Ball kind of got a history of injury, and now you saying pull it back, and I don't understand it because the Bulls are in prime position to be a top 4 seed, and if they are a top 4 seed, I get it. You done most of this without Lonzo Ball, but I think the playoffs is where you really would need Lonzo Ball, to be honest. Because of his defense and the way he, can move the ball. I don't know. I'm going with an 8, man. We might not even see him in the postseason. That's what I'm feeling like. Just days after trading for Oakland Athletic third baseman Matt Chapman, the Toronto Blue Jays have extended the 3-time Gold Glover for 2 years and $25 million. That sounds like a bargain, right?
Oh, yeah. I think considering that this guy was a MVP candidate, at least in the conversation a couple of years, I think before last season when his batting stroke really let him down. Yeah, 2 years, $25 million, definitely a bargain. I think his defense is going to remain consistent. And if his offense elevates to back to what it was in some of his better years in Oakland, yeah, this is an absolute steal for Toronto. UFC welterweights Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal were involved in an altercation last night, according to video obtained by TMZ, in which the police were called to the scene. Covington beat Masvidal earlier this month by decision. Do you believe these two events are related?
I think somewhat. See, this is what we got to remember. Going into that match when they fought each other early in the month, these guys was best friends. So they trained together, they lived together, they was in the same gym. They cornered each other for certain UFC fights. So that fight you thought probably was like the overall culminating event. And after the fight, they was going to be, okay. Well, that didn't happen. Clearly, Masvidal still feels away. Covington's not going to stop talking. They seen each other. Things happen. And now Jorge Masvidal is charged with felony battery. Just leave that at that. But yeah, in somewhat they do. But I think the friendship is more of a culprit of what happened here than anything. Well, the form of friendship, I should say. Last one, we got the Phoenix Suns. We got the Denver Nuggets. Thursday night from the Mile High City. Jay, who you got? Who you got?
I want to go Denver, but they're still missing Jamal Murray, still missing Michael Porter Jr. I think it'll be too much for the Joker to overcome. And so for that, I'll take Phoenix. And that concludes tonight's Drink of Wisdom. As always, thank you for joining us. Like, listen, share, subscribe. I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinking. And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we going to do. We going to holler at you until next time. Baby. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Drink of Wisdom.